Hello and welcome to McBunker Studios. In this video, we're playing with effects.
Now, you might have been able to tell that already. So, today, we're going into the M32 edit software. I've got my X32 here. So we're going over all the effects stuff, all of it, a bit of a different setup, so I'm going to be showing you all the effects real time, what they do. Today, we're just going to be looking at some of the routing stuff and pitch shift. But in the coming weeks, we'll look at delay and reverb and chorus and all the other effect groups that they have. So let's get right into it. So first things first, I'm going to show you over this page. So I've created a user output to show, a user page to show all of the things that we're working on today. I've got channel 9, which is the input of the microphone, all of the effects returns, and then the 4 effects buses. So I talked about effects in the last video that I did, and I went over a bit of the routing. You should know about what the effect returns are. They're, the returns from the buses. Buses are just, you send your inputs there. You can see, we jump over here to effects 1. See channel 9's up. And then you can send effect returns. So if I go to effects 2, you can see I haven't sent channel 9, but I have sent effect 1. Effect return 1. And I said in the last video, I thought it wasn't possible, and that for whatever reason it wasn't working. I figured it out. Not sure why it wasn't working last time I tested. But yeah, I'll show you how to do that in just a second. How to route one effect to another so you can have them work in a chain. Yeah, so I've got my pitch shift on 1. So what you have to do is to hear that. I'll unmute this, and then you'll hear my regular voice and the pitch shifted version, as you can see or hear. And then to hear just the pitch shifted version, I unmute that and then solo effect return 1. So unmute that
and solo effect return 1.
And you just hear the and then I'll mute it again so you can hear my regular voice. So then you just hear pitch shifted version. Now if I just solo that, see how the light's moving but you didn't hear anything? So if I just solo it, there's nothing sending to it because effects bus 1 is muted. So you'll hear nothing, right? You guys are listening to the same things from headphones, solo button, and then you don't hear anything. So, back to routing effects through effects. So we've got effects 1, going effect returns 1, so if I unmute that, you'll hear that wonderfulness. And then if I unmute this, you'll hear the pitch shifted version and the reverb. So if I solo this, you hear just the pitch shifted reverb. If I solo them together, you hear the pitch shift and the reverb, but still not my regular voice.
Right, you hear regular pitch shift and the reverb behind it. So let's control by this better. Increase that.
And then you get plenty of reverb, and not as much pitch shift. Or you could just unmute it all and hear my regular voice, and the pitch shift, and the reverb. But it runs through so that I send my voice here, which goes to the pitch shift, which then goes into this one, which then goes to the reverb, which then comes out the main, which we're hearing. So that's that reverb there, right? So you can come in here. So that's sort of the routing. I'm happy to answer more questions about that. You can also insert, so 5 to 8 are built to be inserted on channels. If I insert that down on channel 9, then that's a compressor, on the channel. You can, change that to, they're more built for there's EQs and some amps and stuff. There's not like reverbs here, and that comes in. You can see that. Effects insert. You can determine where you want the insert. You want it pre or post. Turn it on. Determine what you want. All that sort of good stuff. Right. Symbols. But today we're talking about pitch shifting. So there's 2 pitch shifters. There's a dual pitch shift and a stereo pitch shift. So difference there is just they both run 2 channels through them, but one they're linked. So I'll open this up. One, you have one set of controls for both. You have no control on what happens there. Let me mute that, and you should hear my regular voice and the pitch shifted version. Lots of fun. I can move this up, and then you'll start to hear a much higher voice. And that's lots of fun too. Or you could just hear my regular voice, a little bit off. The really low delayed version. Right, and then you've got a delay here as well. You can cut that completely off to 1 millisecond, or you can put it all the way up. Put it all the way up. You can put it all the way up. So that it delays the voice incredibly so, right? Then we've also got the dual pitch shifter here, which gives you 2. So the cool thing about this is that I can unmute that channel, and then you've got the actual one. So you should have sort of really high in one ear and really low in the other. And kill that. You've sort of got this loudness. You've got this really low just in your right ear, and you should have this like really high in your left ear. It's really weird. So you can bring that down to the middle. You can make them both really low. So you can do them both together. And just put both settings on both. You know, have them both at 12, have them both at 10 or 16, and have them both the same gain. You can do that, or you can run them as 2 channels, and you can put 2 buses through here if you wanted to do that. But yeah, I don't know why you would. I mean, yeah, if you wanted to have more effects, like you wanted to pitch shift 2 different things as well as have buses, because I'm thinking the alternative would just be use 2 of your effect slots for pitch shifting. But if you wanted to just spend more buses and still have like 2 on pitch shifting and still have 3 other effects, stereo effects, then yeah, you could use the dual pitch shift and send 2 different things through it, rather than having a pitch shift there and a pitch shift there, you know. But yeah, so that's pitch shifting. It's lots of fun. Yeah. And I'll show you through all these other effects at a later time. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learnt lots about effects routing and pitch shifting. I hope you had fun learning about it, hearing my voice doing those things. Feel free to try this out on your own. Check it out. There's lots of fun effects in here. There's different ones in the first 4 slots to the second 4 slots. There's some overlap, but just look out for that. There are different effects depending on how you're using them, whether you're using the first 4 or the second 4. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Sure to hit a comment or whatever. Let me know if you've got any questions, or if you have particular effects you want me to look at. Now,
let's go do some audio.